You pointed out within our different cultures, we all have this problem with cultural appropriation to some extent, but we all do it. Now, the fact of the matter is, you see, the moment you decide to live in an integrated society, a society that is multicultural, you made that decision. As far as I'm concerned, you need to leave that baggage behind you. I don't care if you're Jamaican. I don't care if you're African. I don't care if you're Indian. I don't care if you're from some other part of Europe. I don't care where you're from. Because if we're all going to live here and coexist together, there needs to be some ground rules. And you're not going to make my pick-me feel away. Because otherwise, we're going to make your pick-me feel away. Now we're going to have chaos. And we're going to be at each other's throats for the rest of our time here. So rather than that, I tell you what, listen, leave your baggage at home. If that's how you Indians feel in India, cool. In India, within India, if you want to tell people what they can wear, what they can't wear, cool. But we in multicultural now, brother.
All right, cool. Can I respond to your original statement? Sorry, your one previous statement before I get to this one. You gave a long list of why it would benefit black people or the black community to ally with whites rather than Asians. Based on that argument, I can't argue with that. Any community living in the UK would benefit from allying with the whites, who are the majority, over any other group of people. That's a standard thing, right? Your life would be much easier if you even put your own community aside and fully assimilated to whites. Your life would be much easier. Yeah, unfortunately, Shifa, sorry, let me round it off quickly, Jed. As an individual, as a human being, yeah, I've got principles that I live by, things that burn my heart, things that I can't put aside. Yeah. And Shifa, you're liberated. You're liberated from that issue, Shifa, and I admire you for that. But unfortunately for me, I can't stand there and see other brothers, no matter what their color is, being oppressed by institutional racism, yeah, and white supremacy. I can't do it. And I'm not fighting them for you or to be cool with you. I'm fighting them because that is my DNA. And them Sikh brothers that fight alongside Muslims, they're the same. They ain't got no compatibility with Islam and with Muslims and no friendship with them. But when the beef hits the streets, them Sikhs are out there swinging their kapans, bro, because that's how they are. They're not doing it to be cool with Shifa or to be down with today's hip hop or whatever. They're doing it because that's them. And you don't give no one credit. And it's a shame that you can't see that human beings live by principles and not everyone's like a snake that's going to go where the shade is.
Asians are
one question. Bro, listen, you got your interpretation, but can I ask you this one question? The Asian people make laws to protect black people.
Ooh. Where, in Asia?
Yes, in Asia.
That would imply that black people need protecting.
They do in Asia.
Yep. The cities.
Trust me, they do, man.
Answer the question,
Is the question hard? Is it a hard question?
What do you mean that you're asking me to comment on the next man's institution? I don't know.
The Most High made me all powerful, Khan. He made me see through the lies.
Get this kind of like, we're always going to protect you. No one agrees with that except for you. No one don't agree with that. No one don't agree with that, bro.
All right, do white people in Europe make laws to protect black people?
Brother, I've already agreed with you. And I previously said no one's done as much for black people as white people have. No one's done as much as no one has done as much for.
Yes, and no. Can I answer them questions?
Yeah, go on, fire away. Please,
I agree with you.
Yeah, I would say yes and no. I would say, do Asians in Asia make laws to protect black people? I would say yes and no. Mainly no. But yes, based on the fact that there's probably some kind of thing that they put in place to give like a scholarship or whatever to some cities because the rest of the world's eyes are on them, right? So I would say maybe they've done some gestures, a gesture or two, to try and the answer is no. The answer is no, bro. The answer is no. White people. So if we say white people, I'm going to say Europeans, namely the Germanic tribe known as the English.
Yeah.
Do they have laws? right? Do they have laws to protect black people against them? No, not specifically. All laws of mistreatment and racism are for everyone, but nothing specifically for anyone black. There's no specific pro-black laws or nothing. There's nothing. But even down to the fact of, it's still debatable whether you can.
Yeah, can I ask him a question back though?
It's still debatable about whether you can be prejudiced against my son for the hair that grows out of his head if he doesn't have it in a style that you deemed to be professional or neat.
Just let me ask him back a question for question.
Yeah, that was a big point that I just made there, by the way. But
that was an amazing point, actually.
Can I, 1 second before you
1 minute, man. Let me ask you a question.
You can't do that, bro.
No.
Please, Shifwa, let him go now, Shifwa.
Here's my question. Right,
I wanted to respond to you, though, but go.
Shifwa, I accept what you said. No one's done as much for black people as white people have. I accept that. But here's the question:
is that what you were?
Everyone else.
Wait. Is that what you're trying to say, Shifwa? Yes or no? White people.
No, brother. This is what I'm trying to say.
Stick a pin. Carry on.
Stick a pin. So here's my point. If white people got this white guilt over how they treated black people, right, and because of that now they're trying to equal out the books and give you rights, does that mean everyone else should also suffer from white guilt? Because as far as I know, Asians, specific groups of Asians, ain't got nothing to feel guilty about. To be extending you that level
people just as long, lad.
This is ridiculous.
I
don't know what's going on.
You said in your own family, lad, that they used to go down the port and see slave ships in like 1920.
What you on about?
The Ottoman Empire. Don't chat shit on the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
The Ottoman Empire, lad, and you want to chat shit that you sidestepping slavery. Istanbul. One of the most oldest traders.
Listen. Forget playing the games you're playing. Here's the question.
They used to call it togetherness of two worlds.
Hello. I'm not going to get distracted by you. I'm saying the point is this. I accept that no one is doing as much for black people as white people out of their white guilt. But if other people ain't got that same white guilt, why should they be treating you automatically on that same level? And for you to expect that is a bit mad.
All right, cool.
Indian guilt is
cool. Shifwa, let's get back to it. So you wasn't making the point that white people look out for make laws to protect black people more than
the point I was making is within the white man society, like you pointed out, the laws are there to protect everyone. And we've now got what we're calling multicultural society, where everyone's rights have to be protected. And you can't victimize a particular group just because of, the color of their skin, X, Y, Z, the language they speak, whatever it may be. You can't do it openly, even though it does happen. And I'm going to say that the law, even if it's not enforced, is clear enough for us to understand that they've put a certain amount of importance towards this way of thinking. Yeah. Now, if I go into Asian communities, there is no such thing. Black people will be the foot and will be the butt of every joke. We will be the foot of society forever around Asian, unfortunately, because they look down upon blackness 100%. And then all of a sudden, when things get peaked for them, because like we said, brother, you see, when I was younger, I grew up in Sydenham. Sydenham was not a black area like that. There was black people there. I'd never seen none of the Asians come out and do nothing. You see, the only Asian people that we knew that we talked to growing up,
South London like that, they're not on the map like that.
Exactly. And then the only ones that was there, you see, when you say like we got some Asian man that run the shop on our estate, and they're the blackety black ones, innit? Like they're the poor ones, so they're cool with us. But once you get outside of those poor ones, they ain't even chatting to us. They look at us like we're scum, and it's like, hold on, I'm supposed to friend with you. Like, where does that work?
Can I ask a question?
Down on me and
Can I just say he's contradicting himself by saying that the blacker Asians were cool with him. So a minute ago, you were saying no Asians were cool with you. So you contradicted yourself.
No Asians are cool.
No, it's just you're separating Asians into the black ones.
The wider majority of the Asian community, the wider majority of the Asian community, the wider majority of the Asian community have a problem with blackness. That doesn't mean all Asians do. That just means the wider community. And the ones who don't have a problem, with blackness, they know who they are. I don't need to wear it, bro.
Bro, the thing that you're calling blackness...
Stick to the point. Could this be religious again, though?
Bruv.
How you are a friend someone else and you got a problem with
I'm gonna say no, Heathen. I mean,
no.
Wait. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about Muslims and that, right? Because I don't think about the other lot.
I was just trying to think of demographics. Like when Schiffer was taught, I was trying to put it in relevance. Like, is there more Asians than black people in this country now? You know,
I really don't think that
more Muslims
are reading the Quran and then developing hate for black people. I don't think that's how it goes. A majority of the
I'm not even saying developing hate for black people, but like people say, and I sympathise with it, like that it is a supremacist mindset, isn't it? So if you're black and non-Muslim, you're seen as a kuffar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that behaviour there, that's another one. I can't take it. It makes me sick to my stomach.
But anyway. Right, where was we anyway?
But yeah, I was only trying to put it in relevance through like demographics. Is there more black people than Asian people? Do you know what I mean? Because
you're right, brother. They look down on us,
the scales have tipped, haven't they? Like I've said this before. Like I personally feel, looking outside to inside, that the Asian minority, the Asian people have actually overstepped black people and left them behind.
But the word kuffar,
I could say for numerous reasons. I've said it before, like.
People like to look down on black people, innit? And Asians.
And you could say that's through assimilation and things like that. You know, you got Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister, and things like that. You know what I mean? Where black people don't seem to get be as asked about politics and things like that. So I don't know whether that's kept them behind or what. Like,
what do you mean kept them behind? What are they behind on specifically from your experience?
When you say, I'm talking like representation on the telly and in these sort of.
What do you mean they got whole Marvel movies called Black Panther? Like, what you on about?
I'm talking about politics, lad. Represented on the world stage.
There's black politicians, bro.
We're talking about
There's
films,
conservative black politicians. What you on about?
I think
not many, lad. I think not many that represent the people on the street. Just like there's not many. There's no one who really represents Liverpool on the street.